Good evening and welcome to Between the Lanes, episode number 124. I'm Ron, and
I'm Shane.
And we are back from our Christmas break. Hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. And again, welcome to Between the Lanes, episode number 124. And this is the Happy New Year episode 2020. So wishing everybody a Happy New Year and prosperous New Year and a New Year full of racing for everybody. So find us on YouTube, Slot Racers the channel. We're on Facebook, Between the Lanes is the page. And we have some race results from the weekend before Christmas because we didn't do a show last week. And we have some results from last weekend after Christmas. So the winning report, the Candy Cane 400 race was at Wiley Raceway in Belvedere, Illinois. Not Belvedere, Illinois, but up by Rockford, Illinois. And the winner of the inaugural Candy Cane 400 was Brett McCoy. Alex Livingston was second, and Dustin Staley was third. And then there was the 9th annual 4-inch dirt late model Christmas race, and that's in Fremont, Ohio. In the dirt late model class, Jim Pace was the winner. Dennis Murray was second, and John Humberger was third. And they also ran a modified class, which Dennis Murray was the winner. Craig Scharfenberg was second, and John Humberger was third again. They ran a GTP endurance race at P1 Raceway down in Florida, and the winner was Carl Peters, followed by Dale King in second and Terry Tawney in third. This past weekend was the annual, and I'm thinking this has to be 25 plus years because I went to the Holiday Classic race in the early 90s, and I don't remember if that was 1, 2, or 3, but they've had it every year since at Alpha Raceway in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And in the FK class, Steve Schneider was your winner, followed by Jim Rapati and Mauro Heidenbout. And then in Box 12, Craig was the winner again, Jim was second, and Jerry Galloway was in third. And then in Cobalt 12, Craig was the winner again. Jeff Jones was second, and Jose Mario Serra from Brazil was third. Jose is usually an annual participant in that race. And then Group 27, Craig was the winner again. Paul Pfeiffer was second. Al Harley was third. And then in the Group 7 race, Craig was the winner again. I guess he won like 4 out of 5. Jose Mario was second. And then Al Harley was third in the Group 7 race. So Dallas Slot Cars had Texas Retro there last weekend in the Can-Am class. Richard Hoffer was the winner. Gary Dean was second. Stephen Reed was third. And then in F1, Stephen Reed won. That was his first ever, I guess, retro win. So congratulations to Stephen. Gary Dean was second again in that race, and Ed Bazin was third. And I forgot to take down the no pictures thing, but I've got all the pictures of everything. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. And that's Shane's cue.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
So this Sunday, Midwest Spec Series is in action. New England Retro Racing is at Bristol 1010 Raceway. BRS is at Fast Tracks. Ohio Oval Series is at Fast Tracks on Sunday. And then the weekend of the 11th, Retro East is at Race Place. Mid-America Hardbody Series is at Thaser. Central Illinois Slot Series is at Logan Raceway, Belvedere, Illinois. And on the Sunday, the 12th, will be Penn Jersey at Dom's Raceway. The weekend of the 18th, you got Midwest Spec is in action somewhere. We'll try and get that location on next week's show. Hard Bodies are at Pro Slots. That's the Thaser Pro Slot Series. At HMS is the Penn, Ohio Cindy McMaster's Benefit Race. and that's a 2-day race on Saturday and Sunday. I believe Saturday is GTP, or not GTP, GT Coupe and stock cars. And then Sunday is Can-Am and F1. Everything is on the King track. And then the weekend of the 25th, you got the East Coast Flexi Series at Speed Zone, and ORS is at Mark's Model World. So that's your races coming up the next 4 weeks. And there you have it. So that's what's going on. So what's happening in Shane's world?
Right now, I am counting pinions. I'm going through motors.
Are you counting?
The all-time.
Are you counting pinions or teeth on pinions?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, 'cause it's like I need to see how many I got.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes doing the show this way is a little better because I can still work. Whereas when we do it the other way, I gotta.
You got to pay
focus on what
attention.
Yeah.
Well, glad we're making it easier
Yeah.
for you.
Yep. I just figured not racing again until February, so during the downtime, I'm doing some maintenance.
And I was going to, okay, so I was going to ask you pre-show, and I forgot to look it up. Is there a Mid-South race this month?
January?
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you know when and where or no?
It's American Adrenaline.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let me look up the old Facebook app here. It is Mid-South. Okay. Events. It is January 18th.
All right. It's added to the calendar. Mid-South.
American Adrenaline.
American Adrenaline. And then what? And isn't there some GTP enduro race or something?
In January?
Yeah. I was thinking Guy Spalding invited me to it, but I don't remember what raceway that's at either. And I was thinking maybe that might be this weekend.
Yeah, they did a snowball like enduro last Saturday at Turn and Burn.
Okay.
I think they got the results up for that. And then
We'll have to do
in February, I know there's another, I think Randy's having an enduro at his place on the flat track. I think Donald Gunn is like the promoter.
Yeah,
of the
Donald
race.
Gunn, the leap year enduro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, I think that's the last weekend in February. So, okay. Yeah, I've got that on my calendar for when we get into February races.
Gotcha.
So, are you going to be partaking in that?
I will not be partaking in that.
Okay. And then
my next race that is a definite yes, I will be there. I'm going will be the OCC race at Mark's Model World.
Okay. And
I am locked in for that one.
And another note, I talked to Ernie Mazzetti, and he said something about the signups for Flexi Fest West, which takes place February 21st, 22nd, that weekend.
That's coming up pretty quick, too.
Yeah. Those signups should be open here in the next week or so.
Gotcha.
I would look for it to be this week, but we shall see. So.
Got it.
Other than that, I really don't have a lot. Kind of working on some how-to videos, and my Christmas week was a little busier than I thought it would be, so I didn't get some stuff done. So now I'm kind of in the middle of doing some of that. So look for those in the next week or so.
It was rainy down here. Like locally, Christmas Day, it was nice. The kids got to go out and play with their new toys and everything, but like Tuesday, we were supposed to work Christmas Eve. Our yard was flooded.
Right.
So they were like, it works no-go. Monday, it was raining. Like, we had record rain down here. So, pretty crazy. Our yard floods. I've never seen it flood like this. And it's just like, I don't know if I can get my truck out of there or not. So.
Yep. And I went to the indoor what they call the Rumble race at the Fort Wayne, Indiana Memorial Coliseum. And slot racers Cap Henry and Joe Ligori participated. Slot car track owner Tony Stewart won the sprint car races both nights. So on Friday night, Cap was second to Tony Stewart in the sprint or the midget car race, and then Joe Ligori was third. And Joe had 3 cars in the field, and he put all 3 cars in the main, which that might have made some history right there. I think he might have been the first car owner to put 3 cars in a main event.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and Saturday night, not so good.
Yeah, I seen he had engine trouble.
Well, Joe won his heat. Well, okay, so yeah, on the last lap, on Friday night, the last lap of the 50-lap race, Joe busted a valve spring. And they changed the valve spring on Saturday morning, and no damage to the piston or the valve or anything like that. So he won his heat race. Cap was second in his heat race. And then I take that back. Cap got kind of a royal screwing in his heat race. And then Dave DeClaire, who's from Florida, he ran the 3rd car and he won his heat race. So, but then in the last chance race or whatever, Cap wound up making the main, and so Joe had all 3 cars in the main again. And if anybody knows any midget history, like Mel Kenyon, he's like the king of midgets from the 50s or 60s, and he had a long and illustrious career in midgets. And then he made the Indy 500 several times, finished in the top 5 a few times. Mel and his brother Don was there, and they had 3 cars. And they don't race anymore, but they have 3 drivers. And it was cool to see Mel Kenyon. I haven't seen him in probably 40 years, but he looks the same today as he did 40 years ago. So that was kind of cool. And yeah, the slot car guys did pretty good for all things considering. I said Saturday, Cap worked his way up to 5th and then spun out with a few laps to go. Joe crashed out. He said something about he got hit in the first lap or 2 and it kind of messed the steering up. And then on a restart, I think the car just turned right, put him in the wall, but he was out of the race. So, and then, you had all the other slot car guys there, like Eric Shirey was there and Craig Scharfenberg was there and Dustin LaRoe was there. And, it was just like, you walk around, you bump into somebody like, oh, hey, how are you? Yeah. So some of the guys I knew were coming, some I didn't know were coming, but yeah, it was kind of cool. So
that's cool.
So we got to see.
Eric sent me some pictures and stuff where he got to hang out with Rico and Tony Stewart.
Yeah, there was quite a party at the Ramada Inn, I think, is where that was at. So
yeah, he said that Rico was stealing Christmas ornaments off the Christmas tree and hanging them on people's back pockets.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of funny whenever he was telling me that.
Yeah, and Rico didn't have a good night either night. He didn't make either main, so I would say dirt racing's more his forte than, I don't want to call it pavement racing because it's actually a concrete floor, but
right. You just spray syrup on it to give it some stickum, or
Coke syrup, just like spray glue on the track, and then the rubber builds up on it.
Gotcha.
I mean, they only spray it like on Thursday, and they run it in, and maybe they add a little bit on Friday or something. But I mean, usually it's just once they treat it, it's done.
Right.
Go out there and run laps. And the cars go out and they run laps, and they come in and they got, rubber gum all over the tires, and either take the little heat thing and scrape it off, or you take the grinder and grind it off, and
right.
Which kind of makes no sense because like you go back on the track and within 2 laps they're all gummed up again. So
yeah,
I mean I can see it working for qualifying, but not really for the race. So
right.
But yeah, it was cool. It was fun. Been 40 years since I'd been up there and watched one of those races. And inhaled all the fumes. So if I seem different, it's because of all the fumes. It wasn't that bad. wasn't that bad. It was way worse 40 years ago. Because they red flagged the race Friday night, Saturday night because of fumes. Because nowadays they have a fire marshal there with a meter, and when the meter gets to a certain reading,
getting a little too high, or
getting a little too high, red flag it, turn the fans on. Which I don't understand why they just don't open the doors and turn the fans on before the start of the race. Then they wouldn't have to. I mean,
just leave them on.
I mean, like when they red flagged it, I mean, they were only like 2 minutes from finishing it. You know what I mean? So like,
right,
2 more minutes wasn't going to kill anybody, but such is life.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's all I got. And
I don't have much going on down here. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing inventory and going over some stuff, building some new cars, and just getting ready for the 2020 season.
Right. So we will leave you now with Old Acquaintance Be Forgotten.
Yeah, your music.
Do you know the words to this song there, Shane?
I have no idea.
Oh. It's their New Year's song.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I probably know it. I don't know the words, but I think I know it now that I've heard more of it.
Okay. So with that, we bid you Happy New Year's and goodbye, and we will see you next week.
Next year.
Well, I think it's going to be put up in the new year, so it's the new decade.
Got it.
All right. Until next week, have a safe week. If you're going racing, good luck, have fun, be safe, and we will see you next week. So long.